Welcome to the Aurapod. What's up? My name is Anthony Brown, and today's episode, I have a guest on the podcast that will share their intake on what type of spirit, soul, or aura that represent who they are as a person, and not afraid to share out to the world. And also, they'll share their intake on what type of energy they need to define and to unlock to become their best version of themselves. So if you want to listen and watch, let's get started. What's going on, everyone? This is the Aurapod. My name is Anthony Brown, and I want to shout out to my guest on the show, Lesley Moses. What's going on, Lesley?
Nothing much. Just coming in after day's work.
I know what it is. And, we just got to get that money, pay the bills, and just, focus on our goals. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, that's the thing. Focusing on the goals. Yep.
Lesley, I wanted to tell you my first question. My first question to you is this. You know who you are, Lesley Moses, but what is Lesley Moses to the world and the people around you?
Who am I to the people around me?
Yeah. Like, what is you?
What is me? I'd say like a helper. That's something I've been working on defining more solidly for myself over the past couple of years. But right now I'd have to say like a helper, a supporter. I work in the schools, and a lot of times they consider me like a related service provider. Like I assist the teacher with helping the kids reach their fullest potential. So I feel like that kind of describes me. Like I'm somebody who works alongside with people to help them reach their full potential and see their God-given abilities and their talents.
Right. You said that you're an occupational therapist.
Yes.
That help people whatever they need to do just to tell me what's the role of the job.
Well, basically, I'm an occupational therapist, and I work in the school, so I mainly work with children, and I help them reach their fullest potential in the school setting. So whether that be helping them to write better, a lot of times we get stigmatized as handwriting specialists. So, sometimes it's whether it's that getting them to get their handwriting better or just being able to function in everyday life. Sometimes a lot of these kids, they don't understand what's the term, like how to sequence things, how to organize their paperwork. Sometimes stuff that we just take for granted, So I just help them figure out that stuff so that they can be more productive in life once they finish with school and beyond.
And do your former students come by once they graduate just to need some tips from you?
I have seen a couple of them when I worked in the previous school that I worked in East Harlem. I did see a couple of the kids come by, and they were college level, and, they would come by and say how well they were doing, and they were thankful for everything that we taught them on their journey to now. I haven't really seen, I was just having this conversation with my oldest niece yesterday, I haven't really seen, like, some of the younger ones that I work with, because I kind of work with all ages, like babies, preschool, elementary, middle, high school. I haven't really seen, like, the kids that I worked with in preschool, because now they'd be like teenagers. I haven't really seen them. But the older ones that were like in high school and I had them for a couple of years before they graduated, I've seen them, and they're doing good. They are.
Okay. My other question hit for you is this though. You know about aura. Aura means the spirit and soul.
Yes.
Tell me about your aura and what you need. How do you get it to recharge? Anytime you're feeling down and about, but you need that power to start up your day again.
I'd have to say Something that helps me is yoga. I'm not consistent with doing it. I do like yoga. I'm not consistent with doing it. But I find that when I'm slipping and I see myself straying from my goals and just kind of all over the place, I just need a meditative moment. So I'll just take out a yoga mat, or sometimes I do chair yoga, depending on where I am in my day. And I just take 15, 20 minutes and do some stretches. And I find that helps restore me back to some balance. Also, dancing, as you know, we know each other from the church. I was part of the dance ministry in the church for years, and right now I don't currently dance, but I do listen to music and dance in my room, and that brings me back to a place of balance so that I can focus on my goals and charge forward towards them.
I do remember St. Albans Congregational Church had a lot of ministry, and the dance ministry brought and lift up many spirit throughout throughout services and events. And you are right, yoga. I'm even taking that myself. This stretching for 10 minutes count as yoga or no? Like
stretching can count, yes.
I mean, thank you. Like I got laughed at for when somebody told me that. But
it's movement. You're moving the energy in your body. Any way that you move the stagnant energy in your body to be able to be authentically you and express yourself again, that's movement.
It is. It is. Of course, it is. Like I work out at times, and everybody who works out or running about and all that, your body gets so tensed up, and you wake up the next morning and you feel pain and all that, and you just gotta stretch it out. Like, usually, do you like listen to gospel music anytime you stretch out?
Sometimes I do, yes. Sometimes I turn on some gospel music. Some of the songs we used to dance to, some current songs, some like way back in the day songs, like those old hymns and spirituals, depending on my mood, I'll turn on any gospel song that comes to mind.
Give me your top three.
My top three. Okay, well, today I was having a little bit of a moment today. And after I came in from work, I played Change Me by Tamala Mann. That was my music on my way. I was playing it on the bus. I was playing it as I was walking down the street, and I didn't even have my headphones. It was just playing. Whoever heard it, and they were blessed. What's another top one? I forgot the name of the one I heard yesterday. But I know this morning I heard by Marvin Sapp, Never Would Have Made It. That spoke to me this morning.
It's our favorite.
Never Would Have Made It. That spoke to me. And there's a song that we used to dance to in the dance ministry. It's an old dance we did. Beverly Crawford, It's About Time for a Miracle. It's a very fast-paced song, kind of jumping around, but sometimes you need that energy, You just need to just jump and scream and let it all out.
I was about to say Kurt Franklin Changed Me, but you're right about that one.
Yeah, Tamala. Yeah, Kurt Franklin has one too. I think I listened to the one by Tam. I was listening to the one by Tamala today. Yeah.
Right. I got two more questions for you. This third one is like what type of failure that you experience, and how did you overcome it and learn from it?
Okay. What kind of failure did I experience, and how did I learn from it and overcome it? Failure that I've experienced that I'm also willing to talk about. I would have to say, oh wow, what failure have I experienced that I...
I mean, it doesn't have to be a personal one. You don't have to share it out. It's
No,
okay.
I know. Yeah. I'm trying to think of one that. Cause I have a few. I journal a lot, so I do journal about quite a few of them. But
Mm.
one that's really changed the trajectory of my life. Um, I guess I'd have. I don't even know if I would consider that a failure, but oh wow. Gotta go into the vault. It's funny. You don't think about your failures. You're like, I do this, I do that, and I'm like, what's your weakness? And you're like, I guess I'd have to say, like I used to. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
I used to work for the Department of Ed. I no longer do. I no longer do. I stepped away for various reasons.
Okay.
But of course, when you're with the Department of Ed, you're with the city, and people are like, "Oh, you've got the grand job. You can't walk away from that. You're gonna retire from there."
I mean, yeah, they talking about benefits and all that.
Yeah. I gave up a lot walking away from that. I did. I wasn't quite vested into the pension system yet. I left at like a time when it was kind of critical. Like it was like I could have been vested if I did certain things, but I didn't stay in long enough to do it.
Right.
So I kind of just picked up and left. And it was a disappointment to some people. I wouldn't say it was a failure to me personally, but like I definitely got well, what are you going to do? Like you still have to live. And I was like, I know. And I feel like, as we're talking about this Aura podcast, did I get the name right?
Yeah, you got the name right.
Aura podcast, and I feel like
Or the
at that
Aurapod.
time,
Aurapod.
Aurapod. Okay, Aurapod. I'm sorry about that.
It's okay.
I feel like in that transition, I also had to awaken to myself.
Mm.
So it wasn't a failure. What I gained from it was learning how to be myself and authentically myself without worrying about how people would interpret it.
That's what's up.
It's still a journey. I'm not fully where I thought I would be. Like I had grand visions and I was like, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And, I'm not a very extroverted person. I'm very much introverted and...
Welcome to the club.
It's been a hard transition at times, and there's definitely been moments where I'm like, how am I going to pay this bill? And, how am I going to get this done? And how am I going to get that done? And I see nobody around to help, and nobody can help, and nobody's willing to help.
Mm-hmm.
But God makes a way, and it gets done. And I feel like, I walked away from something that was stable, and I feel like in some ways I'm still looking for that stability. Like every now and then I'm like, oh, did I make the right decision? Sometimes I feel like a failure because I'm like, maybe I should just go back, and then I'm like, am I going back on myself?
You're right.
Like what did I walk away from? Why did I walk away just to go back? It's a constant battle, but I feel like these past few, especially since, we were in the pandemic and we're out of the pandemic and everything's just been changing, but I feel like I've overcome so much over these past couple of years, and I really just have to tap into myself more and pull out what I need to pull out, and I can really boom.
Okay, that's very deep, Lesley, and you made a choice, which I understand because you're trying to figure out what you want, and
Mm-hmm.
You kind of realize that maybe working up in the department was not your ideal goal. You'd want to feel lost inside
Yeah.
the system. And once you had once you left, you had to figure out what's the next plan, what's the next agenda. And when did you left? Like years ago or
I left in 2021, October of 2021.
right? And you probably have to experience the pandemic thing, like uh, you work from home or you had to go back to the office at times.
I did have to go back. I was back in person. I was back in person, yeah. But I did a month and then I was like, I have other things to focus on. And nobody knew I was leaving. I literally just left one Friday and that was it.
Uh, okay, give me one sec. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Lesley. I got another question for you. This is the last one.
Uh-huh.
Tell me your drive. I mean, in one word, in one word, what aura do you have, and what is the drive?
What aura do I have and what is the drive? I think my aura is a lot of people say I'm selfless. I don't like that word. um Supportive.
Supportive.
Yes. Um I feel like I just have an innate ability to just be supportive. Like I can feel people's vibes and they don't have to say it.
Hmm.
You know? Like sometimes stuff will just come to mind and then I just reach out to the person and I don't realize how much that meant to them until they tell me.
Okay. And I know that you being occupational therapist, you're willing to help the youth on finding out what they want to do in life and what they want to strive for. Uh, I know you telling them about their education is important. That will take them anywhere based on their mentality, their knowledge, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
And also, supportive meaning helping hand. No matter what, you want to lend a helping hand to those in need.
Yes.
And I love the word you said supportive because around this day and age, being nice, being a nice person can be a struggle. But
Yes.
God, the man above, give us with this type of energy, this or like this ability just to lend a helping hand to people no matter what, how bad or cruel they are, or just like they're struggling. They're struggling,
Mhm. Mhm.
and I appreciate what you said
Thank you.
and everything.
Thank you for giving me the space and the time.
You're welcome. You are so welcome, Lesley Moses. Lesley, I want to thank you for being part of this. And And I'm hoping I'm gonna come by the church soon as possible for the next event. All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Be good to see you again. I know we saw each other before the new year closed. Before the new year came in.
You are so right. You are so right, Lesley. Thank you so much, man. And I hope Godspeed, all right?
Thank you. Thank you. God's blessings to you as well.
All right. All right. Thank you so much for listening or watching the Aurapod. If you need more episodes, subscribe and follow the old social media channels that the Aurapod has, or they're under the link below of the video. Remember, energize the spirit within you. Peace out.